there. I'm your host, Leslie Randolph. I'm a self-confidence coach for teenage girls and the self-confidence coach you wish you had as a teen. Honestly, I'm the self-confidence coach I wish I had as a teen because I know I could have saved myself and my mother a whole lot of heartache if I'd only known then what I know now. I hope to save you some of that suffering by sharing the lessons I learned late in life right here on Why Didn't They Tell Us? Welcome to the show.
Hey, happy people. Welcome back to Why Didn't They Tell Us? So excited to be back in a room with you and so excited for today's show. Now, when I say welcome back, I mean it. Welcome back because today's episode is actually a throwback. In fact, it's a throwback to 2 past episodes. It's a BOGO, right? You're getting 2 for the price of 1. Listen, as we head into the holiday season, we're all hoping to get lots of new things. But I should say, I'm hoping to get a lot of new things, but I guess I need this message more than you. The truth is, we don't always need new. Sometimes what we really need is to pause and look what we already have and appreciate what we have and learn from it and love what we have. And what we have with these 2 episodes, my friends, it's gold. I'm going to say it. It's gold. And I know this because the topic that I tackle in these episodes is hands down the most common one that comes up in coaching. What do you think that is? I'm going to tell you. It's what other people think of us. What other people think of us, what they're going to say about us, all the things that are going on with other people. Other people's opinions are often the biggest barriers standing between us and our goals and between us and our own self-confidence, which makes no sense because it's self-confidence. It's about self, but we're often looking outside of ourselves. So today, I'm giving you the highlights from these past 2 episodes that explore this topic in depth. Now, if you've already tuned into these episodes, if you're like, I remember Leslie talking about other people's opinions, hang with me for a second before you sign off. Something that I know to be true is that our brains believe what we hear most often. If we want to learn a new concept or build a new skill, like self-confidence, or caring less about what other people think of us, we have to hear the message repeatedly. So even if you've listened before, I urge and encourage you to listen again. That repetition matters. Think about it like even when you're learning a new subject in school, they don't cover it once and then they say, you've got it. No, that you have worksheets and you have review so that you build it into that beautiful brain of yours. This is actually one of the things I say so often to my clients in coaching. I'm like, I promise you, I'm not losing my mind. I know I've said this to you before, but I'm going to say it again and again. Think about how many times we tell our kids to brush their teeth. Messages need to be repeated frequently. And if you have heard it before and you're like, yeah, I remember it and I loved it, please share it. Share the episode with a friend or the teen in your life. The more people who hear and benefit from this message, the better. Frankly, the better the world will be. I truly believe that. Because when we start loving and believing in ourselves, we naturally start loving and believing in other people too. And when we stop judging ourselves so harshly, we stop judging others too. And when we cheer ourselves on as we go after our goals, not worrying as much about what other people think, we start cheering on other people too. And we probably care a lot less about what they're doing and we focus more on what we're doing. That is the world I want for all of us. All right, my friends, enjoy the show.
Today, we are talking about what other people think about you. Listen, when I started Why Didn't They Tell Us? I had a lot of incredible guests on the show. And one of my favorite questions to ask them was, what's one thing you wish you could tell your teenage self? And if you go back to those episodes, but you don't have to, though you should, they were so good. I'm not picking favorites. If you go back to those episodes, you will hear the majority of my guests would say, don't worry as much what other people think about you, or some form of that, right? Like get out of other people's heads, or I wish I didn't care as much. And, I remember being a teen and grownups telling me that, you get to a point in life where you don't care as much what other people think about you. And really you shouldn't care as much what people think about you. And I'm sure I greeted that with like an eye roll and a heavy dose of skepticism. Because while it sounds lovely to not care what other people think about you, it feels nearly impossible for so many of us. And I'm not just talking about teens. Listen, there is still a teenage girl very much alive in me that cares very much about what you think about me. Yeah. She shows up every time I put a post up on social media or I do a reel. She's got things to say each and every time I come on the microphone here and share these words and wisdom with you. Every time I get in front of an audience for, one of my talks on self-confidence, she's there wondering what y'all are thinking about me. That inner teen is very curious about what's going on in your beautiful brain. And I'm not mad at her for it. She just wants to be accepted, liked, and loved. And that's all of us, right? So today we're going to talk about why we care so much about what other people think, how to mindfully care about what other people think without chipping away at your self-confidence. And of course, how to cultivate confidence regardless of what other people think. You ready? I know you are. Let's go. So if you listen to those amazing guests and many well-meaning adults like me, I'm sure I say the same thing to my kids. I know I do. I know I tell them we shouldn't care so much what other people think about us. But the truth is we do. And I hope you can take solace in the fact that we are biologically wired to care what other people think of us. It's truly like a primitive survival mechanism. Caring about what other people think about you is part of that pack mentality that ensures your safety out there in the wild. I know we're not in the wild, but some days it feels like that, doesn't it? I'm going to tell you a story. You may or may not know this about me, because I can't remember if I've shared it on the podcast, but my family and I lived in South Africa for nearly 5 years. And during that time, we were blessed to go on many safaris. I know, pinch me. It was literally a dream living there. Every time we would go on safari, we would see beautiful impala. Impala are these deer-like creatures, and they were everywhere. Literally, you could not go on a safari without seeing packs and packs of impala. They actually have an M almost on their butt, like on their tails. And the safari guides would tell us they were the McDonald's of the bush, which is what they call safari, because they're literally on every corner, right? Now, when we would see the packs, we'd be like, oh, beautiful. But when we would see a lone impala out there by itself in the bush, our hearts got a little heavy because we knew without the protection of its pack, that sweet impala was prey. It was quite literally a lion's happy meal with its M on the butt. Now, you and I, we are not impala or cave people that if left alone in the world, we're destined to be eaten by a lion. But try telling that to your beautiful brain. On its default bully brain setting, it thinks that being left out of the pack is a threat, perhaps even a death sentence, right? And that feeling will never be more true than in middle school, except in high school. Well, maybe college or grad school or in the pickup line when you're getting your kid from their school. I tease, right? Because that default setting, it doesn't go away without a deliberate shift, right? On our default setting, we are programmed for survival, and survival means being part of the pack, and being part of the pack means everybody likes you. So we have to care what other people think. So I want to just normalize the fact that we care what other people think about us. This is my first takeaway of the day. I want you to simply cut yourself some slack for being a human with a human brain that wants to be accepted and liked. Truly. I mean, you are biologically wired to care what other people think of you. You are biologically wired to want them to like you, to be part of the pack. It's normal and a sign that your beautiful brain is doing exactly what it is supposed to do. So how do you cut yourself some slack? Well, we got to stop telling ourselves, and I'm listening to this advice, and we got to stop telling our teens or our children that you shouldn't care what people think about you. Shoulding on yourself always feels bad. Shoulds always lead to shame. So let's stop doing that here, especially since our brains are trying to keep us safe and alive when they focus so much on what other people are thinking about us. And let's be honest, caring about what other people think about you, it can also be a good thing. You want to be mindful of people's feelings, right? Of their unique experiences in the world. We don't want to walk around being completely insensitive to others, right? There's a middle ground. There's caring so much about what people think and then, not caring and being careless. The result of caring about what other people think about you is often the catalyst to human connection, strong and loving relationships. And that's really what we want most in this one and only life of ours, right? So takeaway number 1, it is totally normal, okay, and sometimes good to care what other people think about you. And with that said, there are a whole lot of disclaimers about caring about what other people think about you for the rest of the episode. So buckle up. You want to value other people's opinions of you. And here's that big disclaimer, that big asterisk, without abandoning yourself. You want to care and value other people's opinions of you, but never at the expense of being you. Listen, you are the only you in this world. You are the only you that we've got. It is literally your responsibility to be you. And if you have to be anything else or less than you to win someone's approval of you, then my friend, that is too high a cost. Then that someone's not for you. Think about it. If you have to be something or someone else than what you are for someone to like you, then they aren't worth it. Like, they are literally not for you. That high opinion that you worked so hard to achieve is of someone that isn't even you. So this applies to big life decisions and the small ones too. For what team or club you join in high school, to which college you go or don't go to the career path you take, or the one you choose to deviate from, to the causes that you choose to stand behind. Do it for you, not someone else's approval or opinion of you. I often tell this story when I talk about, it's our responsibility to be ourselves. And it breaks it down to, that small detail of obviously for life's big decisions, do it for you, not someone else's approval or validation or opinion of you, but even the little ones. And the story is, I found this dress a couple years ago at Anthropologie, and it is so me. It is loud. It's got these vibrant colors and this funky pattern, and it's kind of a moo-moo shape, and it's got pockets. And y'all, if you don't love a dress with pockets, please. I love it so much, and it is so me. And I put it on for my daughter, and she looked at me and she said, "Please don't wear that to my birthday party." She felt the need to make it very clear that you go do you, but don't you do you in my world. You can wear that dress, but not on my birthday. Don't be bringing your funky and vibrancy into my world. But you know what? I mean, I'll listen to her. I won't wear it to her birthday party, but you better believe I'm still going to wear it. It's so me. And it is my responsibility to be me and to show up as me every day and in every way, whether it is the dress, the club, the team, the fill in the blank of life decision. It is your responsibility to be and do you. The world needs you to do that. You're the only one we got. Honoring you, your voice, your values, what matters to you, that, my friend, is how you build self-trust, which is the cornerstone of self-confidence. And being you, wearing the dress, paving your path, that is how you strengthen it. So the final takeaway for today is that while it's okay, normal, and totally understandable to care what other people think of you, I hope you care more about what you think of you. I hope you let that voice be the loudest in that beautiful brain of yours. The one that sees you. The one that cheers you on as you wear the loud dress or follow the path that you know is right with you, even if no one else agrees. This is how you create that connection that we talked about at the top of the show. You will find your people on that path if you are brave enough to follow it. And most importantly, you will find you. And that is your first and forever friend. Your true ride or die. Your bestie. It's you. The thing is, you have no idea what other people think about you. Truly. Unless they tell you what they think about you. But oftentimes we are making some big assumptions about what other people are thinking without ever really knowing or asking. And you can't control what other people think about you. I mean, you can try. But like I said, if that means compromising you, then it ain't worth it. While you can't control what other people think about you, you can always control what you think about you. And you can always control how you show up in the world to align with that opinion of you. And my friend, that is the opinion that matters most. Your opinion of you. Go out into your world every day, committed to accepting you, loving you, winning over your approval of you.
Hey, it's me again. So that was episode 1 of the episode 2. I told you it's a BOGO. Stick around. So that really talked about what other people think about us. And in the second episode, I dive even deeper to explore what people will say about us, right? Sometimes we have this vague concept of what people will think. This is where we actually get really clear on what do we think that they think? And there's a big spoiler alert. Those thoughts, they're not theirs. All right, tune in and you'll understand more.
So I want to dig deeper into this topic because I know what a barrier other people's opinions can be for our own self-confidence, right? It's that external that we're looking out there for it, even though I've told you time and time again, and you might know it, but sometimes we need to keep hearing the message. It is an inside job. So when we are so concerned about what other people will think about us or say about us if we go after our goals, then we often don't, right? If we care so much about what they're going to say, and believe me, we have an idea of what they're going to say. We're going to talk about that soon. We don't even try. When we're so desperate for that external validation, we lose sight of who we are, how amazing we are, regardless of what other people say. So today, I'm going to give you some easily actionable tools for you to use in your world to stop letting other people's opinions stop you from going after what you want and being who you're meant to be. Regardless of your age, I want you to tap into your inner teen for today's episode, because that is really when this validation seeking behavior, I mean, actually younger, right? But A lot of us can remember those teen years of wanting so badly to be approved, to fit in. That is when we are so aware of what other people think. And if we dare to go against it, we might be, eternally exiled. Does that sound dramatic? It is. And it's meant to be, because subconsciously, this is what's happening in that beautiful brain of yours if we're not mindful about it. And the tools that I'm going to teach today are going to allow you to be very mindful of it and so aware of what's happening up there so that it doesn't just autopilot show up in your world in what you do and don't do. So as we dive in, I want you to think about a goal you have or one of those big, scary, hairy dreams of yours. Perhaps it's a club you want to join at school or an idea that you want to present at work. Maybe it's how you want to raise your kids that goes against the grain of what everyone else does. Or maybe it's a professional path or a new business that you really want to launch or a step you want to take. Bring it to your mind's eye as we go into today's conversation. What is it for you? And I want you to think about going after it. Like all in. I'm going to do it. I'm going to join that club. I'm going to raise my hand and present that idea at work. I'm going to raise my kids this way. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to launch that business. All right? Whatever it is. Bring it to your mind's eye. And then I want you to ask yourself, what will they say? Listen, in my one-on-one coaching practice, I try to get my amazing clients to be more aware of their own thoughts because that's the only mind we can control. But often they're telling me about the thoughts that other people think. This is why I know this is such a barrier for so many of us, because it's not even the thoughts that are going on in our brain. It's what's going on in their brains. What will they say? So today I give you full permission to get into everyone else's heads and imagine what they're going to say if you go after that goal. Can you hear it? Can you hear what they would say about you if you dared to go after that dream? Great. So now here's what I want you to do. Ask yourself, who are they? Who are they? So often we think everyone is going to laugh at me, or everyone is going to think I'm crazy, or everyone is going to think I'm foolish, or fill in the blank of what everyone is going to say. But like who? Literally, who are they? First and foremost, I promise you, it ain't everyone. Listen, you're wonderful. You're amazing. You are special, but not everyone is talking about you. You can be Oprah, Beyonce, Gandhi, or Lady Gaga. And still, not everyone in the world is talking about you, caring about you, or even thinking about you. And I say that with so much love. We don't want everyone thinking about us. Believe me, this is what has us so terrified of what everyone will say. So I hope when I say that to you, that not everyone is thinking about you, talking about you, that takes some of the pressure off. So please, take some of that pressure off yourself. Now we know it's not everybody, but like, who are they? Who is talking about you? Who is caring about the club you join? The idea you pitch at work, the way you raise your kids, or the business you launch one day. Literally, I want you to list them out, names. Give yourself names, because when you just broadly blanket everybody, whew, that is a hard one to conquer. But if we have a list of like 3 names, the kid at the other lunch table, or Rhonda in HR, or again, fill in the blank for you. Write down their names. Listen, even this practice alone might give you a moment of relief, because you'll realize, first of all, that everyone isn't everyone, right? It might be 1 or 2 people. it might actually be no one. Because you know who most people are focused on? Themselves. Truly. I promise. No one is thinking about you more than you. So you should be working hard to garner your own praise, your approval, your validation versus worrying so much about what everyone, big air quotes on that everyone, is going to say. But listen, I'll play the game. Let's say you have that list and you're like, no, there are people that are going to have things to say. They will have a lot to say about the dream that I am going after, Leslie. So here's what I want you to ask yourself, again, in the most loving way. So what? So what? Listen, are they going to be with you every day after school when you decide, yeah, I'm not going to join that club or that team? Are they going to take the blame for the execution of the lousy idea pitched at work because you decided to stay quiet in the meeting and not share your amazing idea because of what they would say? Are they going to raise your kids for you? Are they going to pay your bills because you walked away from that professional path or launching the business? Chances are no, they are not. So the first key takeaway here, find out who they are and be mindful about who you let have a say in what you do or don't do. If it's that kid at the lunch table or Rhonda in HR or whomever, be mindful. Is their opinion worthy of your dream? Listen, I want you to choose a support system that has your best interest at heart. A support system that sees all your gifts and goodness and urges you to share it in a way that only you can. Those are the people you can bounce ideas off of. Those are the people you can ask for feedback. But please don't let the everybody's of the world have a say in who you become and what you do. Chances are, a lot of the people you think would say something aren't even your people. They might not even be people you like. Most likely, they are not people you admire or respect. And if that's the case, why would you give them so much power? Because that's what you're doing. You're giving them all your power. You're letting their opinion stop you from going after what it is you want. Now that we've identified the who in this equation, let's identify the what. When you imagined what they would say if you went after that goal or dream, what message did you hear? Can you bring it again to your mind's eye? What did they have to say about it? Maybe it's who does she think she is? Or, I can't believe she'd even consider that. What a joke. I don't know. What was it for you? Fill in the blank for yourself of the message that they have about your dream. Now, here's the amazing part of this, and I really want you to pay attention to this. That voice is yours. You actually have no idea what they would say if you joined the club, pitched the idea, parented your kids in the way you want to, or if you launched that new business. We don't know what they would say. When you are putting your thoughts into their mind, please notice that it is your thoughts, not theirs. And this is where that bestie voice I talk about all the time comes into play. Because that internal naysayer, it's just your bully brain holding you back. But it's dressed up in other people's opinions. But it's all happening in your mind. You can listen to the bully and not go after your goal, or you can challenge it with bestie beliefs and then go see what's possible. If we just listen to that bully, I promise you, you're not joining the team. You're certainly not going to raise your hand in a meeting and say, oh, I have an idea. You're not going to trust your instincts and handle the situation with your kids the way you think you should. Certainly not going to go launch a business. Not with the bully on the microphone. When you tap into that bestie brain, you have that confidence flowing through you. And from there, you can go see what's possible. Man, I hope you do. But listen, so many of us just feel the fear of possible judgment or ridicule, and we never even question it. We never explore who we fear being judged by, what they would judge us for, or if any of that is even remotely true. Right? How many times do you actually make a list of who is going to say what about your dream? Right? We just go with the everybody. We don't even give voice to what it is they might say until today. I hope you do. What would they say? And then we question even if it's true. Because most of the time, it is not true. And all of the time, it can be proved untrue by bestie beliefs and new actions. But that requires you to ask yourself these kinds of questions and to poke holes in the story that your bully brain is telling you. Listen, this is personal because I felt all of this when I left my very comfortable and lucrative career in PR and marketing to become a coach. My bully brain told me that everyone would laugh at me. Everyone. And they were going to laugh. The whole world's laughing at me. Who does she think she is? Was one of the messages I heard so clearly. And when I took the time to consider who was saying it, I realized, A, it wasn't everybody. And I also realized that none of my biggest fans were in that crowd. The people who I cared about most, the ones who I knew would cheer me on and pick me up on the days where I lost my belief in me. Those are the people that you want having a seat at that table. Hearing the message of who does she think she is also allowed me to craft my bestie brain rebuttal. You know who she thinks she is? She is a woman on a mission to spread confidence like confetti. She is a woman who wants to make the world a better place. One confident woman at a time. When you challenge the story and write a new one with the bestie as the narrator, it's amazing what you'll find. And more importantly, what you'll do. So key takeaway number 2, get very clear on what they will say and challenge it. Do not take it at face value. It is not true, and I promise you, it is not helpful. Finally, I want you to consider why you care. Let's say they will and do say all those things. What does that mean for you? What does that mean about you? Are you willing to walk away from what could happen if you join the club, share the idea, try out your parenting approach, or go after the new career just because of what they might say? You might, right? And as always over here, there's no shame or blame. But I want you to ask yourself, do I love my reason? Do I love my reason for walking away from this? Do I love my reason for not trying? Does their opinion, perceived or maybe explicitly stated, mean more to me than what I could gain by going after that goal? I can't answer that for you. Only you can, right? For me, I've continued to choose my dream over the approval and opinion of others. And when I do, I'm able to garner my own approval and high opinion of me. Listen, that's the only opinion we will ever have control over. The only voice that will forever be in our ear. And the one that matters most. For me, that's a reason I love. So I am willing to allow them, all of them, everyone, to have their say. But I won't let it stop me from being who I'm meant to be and doing what I'm meant to do. And I offer that to you as well. My friends, why didn't they tell us that everyone is never everyone? It's likely one or two people who aren't part of your support system, your fans. They're likely one or two people who you wouldn't trade lives with anyway. Why didn't they tell us that the thoughts we think about what other people will say are just thoughts we're thinking ourselves? And when we are able to question them and challenge them, we can cultivate the confidence to care less about what others might think and to go after what we want most in this one and only life we're living. I hope you do. I'm over here cheering you on for all of it. Till next time. Love what you hear? Well, I'd love to hear from you. You can find me at confidencecoachforgirls.com. That's confidencecoachforgirls.com. Or email me at lesliethelifecoach@gmail.com. That's lesliethelifecoach@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you.